Good morning, Dopey. Your favorite podcast. Now a YouTube show.
Good morning, Dopey, and welcome to Good Morning, Dopey, a deep yet shallow dive into the daily reflections. My name is Dave.
And I am Tara from Sober Buddy. Sorry, introduce myself, Dave.
Tara is from Southern California. She's been in New York for a few days, and we are in Washington Square Park. Hold on real quick. So Tara, give us your observations of Washington Square Park.
It's smaller than this is my first time in Washington Square Park.
Tell us everything you think.
Okay.
And also describe it to people who are not from here from your perspective.
Right, because we see it in movies all the time.
Do you?
You see Washington Square Park in movies and shows
Like
all
what
the time.
movies?
Well, the show I can think of most recently is The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, which is a period piece, and so it's obviously...
I don't remember anything in Washington Square Park.
Yeah, she goes to the protest.
Okay.
Sorry, I know that show way too much.
Okay.
Way too into it. I remember everything from shows and movies.
Okay.
Every detail. Okay, that's the thing about me. Okay, so I would say it's smaller. Everything in New York is always dirtier than it looks on movies, right? But it's grungy.
So this is dirtier than you expected?
Yeah.
The bathroom must have been.
Oh my God, the bathroom was. You got to have some leg. You got to just, leg muscles.
Oh, to squat and
so
not
you don't
touch.
Anything.
That's why it's so much easier to be a guy.
I know.
Oh my God.
That is male privilege right there.
Right. So describe Washington Square Park to somebody who's never been here.
Okay. Well, there's a really cool fountain in the middle with the arch over there.
What else?
It's really good. I learned recently as we were walking around, this is NYU surrounds this.
Yes.
Right? And then there's like tons of people here, and you can buy drugs super easy here.
Oh yeah.
That's something that's shocking. Is like how many people have offered us?
Why do a lot of people offer us drugs?
Like it's really casual.
Nobody's offering me drugs.
No, the guy who was with the weed right now was trying to sell you drugs.
In the old days, they would just stand at the entrances and say, smoke, smoke, blow, blow.
Okay.
But now they have little lemonade stands with
now it's
drugs.
legal.
Yeah.
So then they just are selling it. So that was, it's not shocking, but just something if you want to know. But there's tons of people here and all sorts of people.
Hold on, in California, they don't have little weed stands?
Well, not where I am.
No.
They have, I told you, they have the luxury stores.
The bougie dispensaries.
They have like the bougie dispensaries,
Right.
because it's legal, and then it's like 10,000 varieties.
So, and tell the Dopey Nation where we've been today.
We went to a methadone clinic, and
Yes.
we gave out free coffee for the Sober Buddy Challenge.
Yes.
Yeah, that was cool.
It was interesting, right?
It was super interesting.
Any takeaways from the methadone clinic, from the world of Methadonia?
From the world of Methadonia.
It's a sub-world, isn't it?
Yeah, it definitely is. And I think that it was cool that you knew how to talk to him and ask.
Well, I am a Methadonian.
Yeah.
I'm a recovering Methadonian myself.
Right.
Which is weird, isn't that weird?
It is weird, but it also shows you that you can get sober and live a great life.
Man, I got off methadone in 2007, and it's like what they call methadone is liquid handcuffs. And I always knew that I would get off of it, but when I got off of methadone, I was I wasn't proud of myself at the time. I was so happy I got out of it.
Right.
And then I remember the summer after I got off of it, I was just so excited to be off of it. And then I never looked back. I was on heroin a bunch of times after that, but I never went back on methadone because getting off of it, it's like digging yourself out of a pit of despair. Now today
We're going to do daily
is
reflection.
a daily reflection, and we're going to do July 11, a turning point. A great turning point in our lives came when we sought for humility as something we really wanted rather than something we must have. Either the AA way of life becomes one of joy, or I return to the darkness and despair of alcoholism. Joy comes to me when my attitude concerning God and humility turns to one of desire rather than of burden. The darkness in my life changes to radiant light when I arrive at the realization that being truthful and honest in dealing with my inventory results in my life being filled with serenity, freedom, and joy. Trust in my higher power deepens, and the flush of gratitude spreads through my being. I am convinced that being humble is being truthful and honest in dealing with myself and God. It is then that humility is something I really want, rather than being something I must have. See, it's a fine line. The whole thing is a fine line, Because you can be like, I'm so humble, that you're bragging about your humility, and then you lose it.
Right, but I don't think it's talking about showing your humility. I think it's about being humble.
Right, but I feel like I know people who feel like they get sobriety, and the second they think they got it, they've lost it, because they're not acting in true humility.
Right.
So I think
then they can't admit if they're struggling.
It's like I often will try meditating. Like my meditation practice is shit now, but I had a meditation practice, and there's this place in meditation that I get to where you can finally clear the voices in your head, and you get to this place, and then sometimes you get there and then you're like, oh, I got there, and you're gone.
Right.
You're not there anymore.
Yeah.
And that's what this reminds me of. You can get to a turning point, but it's something Chris used to say is equanimity, or equanimity, like to get to this point of balance where you can be at a turning point and maintain the turning point. And it's a challenge. That's why it's working a program. That's why it's one day at a time.
And I kind of think that takes time, right? Like at first you're like struggling, and then you feel triumphant, and then you get humbled again, and then you like, and then you kind of, I don't know, I know with me, like it takes time, like to get through things like that. And you, like you can always, it's like they always say like the best parents are people who don't have kids. You know, like when you're first learning about something, you think you're so smart, and you haven't been humbled, like you haven't met your edge yet.
Right.
You know, and then you do, and then you think differently about it.
Well, a turning point is great. I hope you guys got something out of this. I know this has been a lot of fun for me. Please like and subscribe, and check out the Sober Buddy app at the App Store and the Google Play Store. There's a free sober tracker. It's like having a sober friend in your pocket. And thanks for coming on the Good Morning Dopey show.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here.
All right, thanks guys. Stay strong, Dopey Nation, and fucking toodles for Chris.